What up out there, everybody in the world wide interweb? Bringing you another edition of the SLO Sound. We got a great topic going on this time around, and the topic is this time achieving the impossible. And I think it is amazing talk piece. You know, it's like finding them perfect flowers and you're putting them in a vase and they make the whole room come together. I think this is kind of one of those conversations that can bring the whole room together because, you know, every single one of us, from an adult to a child, every one of us, we have all felt that accomplished feeling of achieving the impossible. You know, a lot of times in our lives, whether it's, you know, we want something, we want a relationship, we want to survive. There are so many stories of people who just did not want to give up. And in the face of great and overwhelming challenges and darkness, they found a way to rise above that circumstance of defeat and became victors, and inside of this became warriors and champions. For me, I've had many of those experiences in my life. I've had one of those rather entertaining, full, and boisterous existence, to say the least. I gotta say, a couple really stand out for me about achieving the impossible. When I was a child, me and my friends, we were playing out by the railroad tracks, and a friend of mine, his name was Phil. He wanted to always be a discus thrower, and he found this. We grew up by the railroad tracks, Detroit, Yucktown, baby. And he has this piece of metal, and he tries to throw it, and he's spinning in a circle, and instead of letting it go forward, it came right back and bashed my head. I still have a scar. I ended up in a coma, barely surviving, and even for a few years after the experience, I just I thought I was passed away. You know, I thought I was living inside of a fake existence. And I can tell you, as a child, to have that experience or that dilemma inside of your mind, it really can end up fostering how you see the world. And I can say for me, as time went on, it's and where we find ourselves currently as a society sitting, it's almost like just getting up for work, just promoting ourselves to believe in anything sometimes is achieving the impossible. And that's how the dogma, I believe, of our existence and of the very world we're surrounded in is always beating us down. But I guarantee you, for anyone listening out there, you can think to yourself of a time where you pushed on through, where you knew you couldn't, where you went on a great adventure, you pushed yourself to excel. This is what we need in our world, in our society. We need it more than anything else and more than any other time. We need to dream again. We need to excel. We need to want to achieve the impossible things that are given to us. Because my brothers and my sisters, I can guarantee you a few things out there. And one of those things that I can guarantee you is when you put every single drop of yourself into something, and right there in that moment where you feel you have no more to give, where it's utterly impossible, and then all of a sudden you just stand up and you push through, whether it be sweat, whether it be blood, whether it be just making yourself get up and walk, sometimes it's still a gigantic victory that cannot be replaced, that cannot be bought. There was a time in my life back a few years ago, 2007, where, you know, I tore my ACL. I was out of work. I had no idea what was going to happen. And my boys, JJ, who of course puts on this great SLO Sound for us all so we can have a talk and community. And our good brother Tim Kais, miss you, brother Kais, butters. We jumped in an old RV eventually after my knee healing a bit, and we hit the road. And I can honestly say If you want to see what achieving the impossible is you take a 35-year-old RV, you put 3 guys and a ton of music equipment in it, and you go out thousands of miles, not knowing one person, not knowing where you're going to go, not knowing what you're going to do. And every single second is achieving the impossible. And we worked hard. We had a great time. We saw stars that will never be seen before, just blow your mind, you know? I mean, and inside of this, the expansion that happened in all of our lives. It brought us to California shores. We have done hundreds of shows. We have met such amazing people. Of course, Butters got married and moved back to Michigan and bought himself a beautiful house. It is to say that achieving the impossible happens all around us every single day. What we must stop doing is pointing fingers or degrading from people's dreams as they are achieving the impossible. Instead of beating them down, we need to pick each other up, my brothers and my sisters. I would beg you to really think about what in your life you truly want, and then go get that. It is time for the dreamers to dream again. It is time for the artists to draw again. It is time for the musicians to write again and to play more. It is time for us to push ourselves towards a new renaissance, a place where unity and oneness is what we are all trying to achieve. And why I know that may sound impossible, I can tell you this, my friend, it is not. Because every single one of us breathing and spinning on this planet, that is impossible. So we defy it all every single day. Just want to say to yourself, I'll say to all you beautiful people, be good to each other. Love each other. Going to see you next time. SLO Sound. Be checking that out. I'm hoping you're giving a listen and sharing with everybody out there. We want to thank you all for listening in. I want to thank all the people for doing their interviews this time around. Be good. Check Explode the Machine out. This is going to be going out, of course, on Saturday to the public. So if you're going to be out in Los Osos down there in the Baywood, come out to the greatest dive bar in America. That's the Merrymaker, and check out the almighty Explode the Machine. That's what we do, baby. We blow your mind, and we love doing it. Bring them up. May have to clean up a little bit of that meltingness going on. Go to YouTube. Fresh New Ideas. That's YouTube. Fresh New Ideas. Check out the videos. We love y'all. Be good, man. Peace.
What you do makes a difference.